Hey guys, Brent Hull back in Dallas over at Highland Park for the Dilbeck restoration. Come join me. Okay, so we're in Highland Park. This is an amazing Dilbeck. Found out, I think I said last time, that this was kind of one of Dilbeck's early Texas ranch styles. And what that means is we've got that kind of Spanish ranch look, okay? So we've got a European Texas ranch, right? Because you see the French windows up top. There's this low slung nature to this thing. So it's a really unique form. Remember, other Dilbecks tend to be that French Norman, kind of the rustic France look, okay? Well, we're gonna see some of that and some of these unique details. In fact, I talked to Willis Winter, who's the Dilbeck expert. He's got a book coming out early next year. This is an important house. And I asked him specifically about things like this. There's a lion and a fleur-de-lis, a sculptural thing in here. And kind of what he was saying was like, yeah, that's kind of the fun thing that you get with Dilbeck, where he's mixing all of these different things. This is an eclectic style. This is not this perfect form, perfect unity and everything in symmetry. Look at this detail. Look at this beam that he's got going over top of this car drive-through. Look on one side, it kind of is what, 2.5 feet kicking that way. That way it's 5.5 feet. See that? So there is a kind of an offset nature to this thing that's kind of typical of those Dilbecks. That's kind of a fun feature. This is layering, and I tell our guys when we're building new old houses, or building new houses that have that old thing, I want layering, because I didn't really notice this beam structure until I'd been here 5 or 6 times. Then you see it and you go, oh, that's kind of a fun detail. And look how he's carved out. You know, you got this main beam, but they've carved out and notched out, even with the adze marks and the hewing and everything else that goes into this, all of these pieces, right? This kind of tree trunk beam that goes through here is very rustic, is very early Texan. And so anyway, there's 6 or 8 things, and I'm still in the porte-cochere as far as cool details that we can look at. So let's go inside, show you some of the things we're doing. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so we're in the kitchen where a lot of stuff has happened. A lot of changes have been made in here. These new kitchen cabinets are going to come in next week. I want to point out what's down here, and I think we pointed this out last week, but we dug about another 2 or 3 feet out of this thing so we could hang a unit horizontally underneath there. And the dirt piled up back there was just crazy, the amount of dirt and the amount of digging we did up into here. But because this house is so tight, you can see that my joist cavity is 11 inches, and with plaster and everything else, there's just not a lot of room to move in there. So we made space by going down. We've built this pantry. Okay, so this is the main kitchen. There's the front door. Here's the kitchen pantry as it's coming together. Remember the way this was built out. And we've got a window going in here, but the cabinets are kind of put together. This new piece is going to be coming in soon. So you're seeing us working through this. You see the Pecky cypress. We've got some new boards in here. You can check that out as far as how this thing's going to be filled with this Dilbeck character. And that Pecky cypress is all part of that. If you remember the Pecky cypress, it's this material here. It's a tongue and groove board. We've got this kind of double bead here and then another bead on this side. You can see that, you know, this is that Pecky cypress. And so the Pecky cypress ends up having, kind of see that kind of almost mossy texture in here that's really soft. You can actually, I can push my finger way down into there. These are naturally occurring kind of defects in the wood. It's the reason it's called Pecky cypress. But Dilbeck used that in most of his houses, or in a lot of his houses, as a kind of a character defining thing. Remember, we got our old mantle here. And then look what we've done back here is we have just now built the floor up and really made some big changes here. Look where the paint line is, okay? So that's where the floor was. So when I was standing here before, I was up this high, kind of looking into that header beam as it came across here. We have now lowered this, cut all of this out, and then gone back with this brick floor, which was original, right? We had that original brick floor in here, but we have pulled this through here. We've lowered this down. This backyard is much more approachable now.